I will say the clever thing of what Donald Trump and what the right tries to do is make working people like you and me feel like we're just one step away from being inside that club. Just look at what Elon and Trump are doing to our health care, our veterans benefits, and Social Security. They are slashing the programs that we have spent a lifetime paying into. But here's the thing. The spoils of that kind of corruption and billions of dollars are not earned. They are stolen.
Ever seen a politician get absolutely demolished on live TV? AOC just gave Trump the verbal beatdown of the century, and his face says it all. In this video, we're breaking down exactly how Ocasio-Cortez dismantled Trump's whole career in minutes, calling out his 34 felony convictions, while he just sat there looking like someone stole his ice cream. If you thought political takedowns were boring, this one's gonna change your mind. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Remember when fairy tales started with once upon a time? Well, Trump's story starts with once upon a crime, and AOC just read the whole book out loud for everyone to hear. The look on Trump's face was priceless as she turned the page on his carefully crafted fantasy. You could almost hear the dramatic music playing.
It will never be just our institutions or officials or politicians alone that uphold our democracy, because this moment didn't come out of nowhere. It has been a long time coming. It will always be the people, the masses, who refuse to comply with authoritarian regimes, who are our last and strongest defense of our country. And we are willing to do something about it.
As AOC systematically dismantled the successful businessman myth that Trump has been selling America for decades. With each of his 34 felony counts laid bare, the audience gasped like they were watching the plot twist in a thriller nobody saw coming. She didn't just tell them about his crimes, she brought receipts that had jaws dropping across the room. Trump sat there looking like someone had just told him his tower was actually made of popsicle sticks. His self-made millionaire story crumbled faster than a sandcastle at high tide as AOC revealed the truth. That his success was basically a fiction, written by Daddy's money. The man who claims to have built an empire through his own genius was exposed as having been bankrolled by millions in family wealth. The contrast was almost painful to watch. On one side, AOC armed with cold, hard facts.
We're here together because an extreme concentration of power and corruption is taking over this country like never before. We are witnessing an oligarchy in America, when those with the most economic, political, and technological power destroy the public good to enrich themselves. And we are here, most importantly, because we know that a better world is possible.
On the other, Trump's face cycling through 50 shades of orange as she detailed his inherited millions and the string of bankruptcies that followed. Every time she mentioned another failed business venture, you could practically see his spray tan melting under the studio lights. What made this moment truly historic was watching AOC methodically list each felony count while staring Trump dead in the eyes, something no politician has had the courage to do to his face before. When she pulled out the actual court documents and started reading directly from them, Trump looked like his soul had left his body and was desperately searching for the nearest exit. The fairy tale villain transformation reached its peak when AOC highlighted the irony of his famous "drain the swamp" promise. As she pointed out, what Trump really meant was make the swamp bigger by filling his metaphorical swimming pool with swamp water and inviting all his billionaire friends over for a party. Trump's administration wasn't about cleaning up Washington. It was about draining truth, integrity, and common sense from our politics. His usual defense mechanisms completely failed him, blaming others, useless. Yelling fake news? Ineffective. Changing the subject? Impossible against AOC's relentless fact barrage. She simply didn't play by his rules, leaving him floundering like a fish out of water. While Trump's legal troubles were stacking up like a Jenga tower ready to fall,
Most divisive forces in our country are actually bringing more of us together than before. They will throw out every label and judgment and cultural debate in the book to keep us distracted. Not erasing American history on the floor of the United States Congress. We need to be passing a living wage on the floor of the United States Congress. We need to be taxing the rich on the floor of the United States Congress. We need to be establishing guaranteed health care on the floor of the United States Congress. We're going to send a message to Donald Trump and Elon Musk and every Republican in the state of Arizona that we will not be distracted. We got our eyes on the prize, and we will build the nation that we want.
AOC was busy exposing an even bigger scam. Trump wasn't just playing the political game, he was rigging the financial one too. When your defense mechanisms fail, where do you turn next? AOC wasn't done exposing Trump's tricks. She had just begun unraveling what financial experts are calling the biggest presidential con job in American history. With the precision of a Wall Street prosecutor, AOC transformed into a financial detective right before our eyes. She pulled up charts showing how Trump's seemingly random tweets about tariffs on China lined up perfectly with suspicious trading patterns. The audience sat in stunned silence as she revealed how certain billionaires in Trump's circle somehow managed to buy stocks right before they skyrocketed in value after one of his announcements. Funny how that works. "Look at this timeline," she said, pointing to a graph showing Trump's market-moving statements next to stock purchases by his buddies. Notice anything strange? Every time he threatened new tariffs, these same 5 investors made millions overnight. The audience didn't just gasp, they practically needed oxygen masks as the pattern became impossible to ignore. AOC didn't just throw out wild accusations like Trump throws ketchup at White House walls. She came armed with financial data, trading records, and a timeline that connected the dots so clearly even a kindergartner could follow along. She displayed side-by-side comparisons of Trump's public statements versus what was happening behind the scenes with his wealthy friends' portfolios. It was like watching a magician's secrets get exposed in real time. Trump's face during this segment was better than any Netflix drama. He started with his typical dismissive smirk, but as AOC kept laying out evidence, his expression turned to panic faster than his hair blows in the wind. By the time she finished connecting all the dots, he looked like someone who just realized they accidentally texted their boss instead of their drinking buddy. He's there to make himself rich as well as the billionaires who scratch his back and the members of Congress who trade with him, AOC declared. But he's not there for you or for us or for the working people of Montana. Not one bit. When she emphasized how his inherited fortune was the only reason he could play these market games to begin with, Trump's face completely collapsed. So what we just witnessed, folks, is a real-life David versus Goliath moment, except David came with PowerPoint slides instead of a slingshot. AOC represents a movement that could change the world, while Trump's just a relic of a bygone era clinging to his sound bites and insult-filled rants. The contrast couldn't be clearer. She's building the future while he's desperately trying to keep us in the past. The orange turd can try to rewrite history all he wants, but AOC just published the director's cut with all the deleted scenes included. Grumpy Trumpy's greatest fear isn't prison, it's becoming irrelevant, and AOC just made that fear come true.